So Trump took the United States out of the WHO. How do I know? Watch this.
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization.
He says, "What's this one?"
Withdrawing from the World Health Organization. Sir.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Ooh. So, but there's a lot of people pushing back on this because there's Derek Bros says, unfortunately, this shouldn't be trusted as a long-time win. In 2020, Trump did the same thing and then turned around and handed billions of to Gates-founded Gavi. Gavi is that pro-vaccine non-governmental organization that was founded by Bill Gates. And so the two big donors, or maybe the biggest donors to the WHO, are Bill Gates and Melinda Foundation and Gavi. Those are same guy, Bill Gates. So that's why Bill Gates runs the WHO. That's why you can't listen to anything. That's why the WHO is bad. The WHO is it's a criminal organization, and the guy who's in charge of it is in bed with legit terrorists. And he's not even a doctor. All right? I think he's a veterinarian.
He's not a doctor? I didn't know that.
No. So he says that because Trump withdrew the United States from the WHO in 2020, but then he said he turned around and gave money. It's a bait and switch. As millions were pulled from the WHO, then Trump gave billions to Gavi, and then Gavi gave it to. But there's people who push. So Whitney Webb said the same thing. Now, I think Whitney Webb is super smart. She says, to be fair, Trump also left in mid-2020 and then just redirected what was once WHO funding to the Gates-funded Gavi Vaccine Alliance. While leaving the WHO is a positive, it is not a slam dunk summer advertising, especially considering Gates' recent comments on Trump's enthusiasm for his vaccine innovation proposals. I could call lots of names reporting things. So I think that maybe that it's not exactly accurate.
I think she's splitting hairs a little bit because if you recall, we were about to hand over our national sovereignty over pandemics to the WHO.
To the WHO.
Yeah. So what, like, that is a slam dunk that's not going to happen, because I remember that being something very stressful.
That was best.
We're actually going to do that. So no, it's a slam dunk in that sense, because the WHO's its own thing. Bill Gates sucks, though. I mean, but that WHO threat was really bad.
I did not realize Trump touted the So there's that $1.16 billion that they ended up giving to Gavi. That was already in the works. It wasn't like Trump pulled us out of the WHO in 2020 and then shifted it. It was already long time. Just like right now, the Biden administration has committed to funding Gavi for the next 5 years. So this is what Trump said after 2 months after pulling out of the WHO.
Gavi operates with great transparency, and Boris Johnson is somebody with tremendous respect for you and everything you do. He called, he said, do you think you could do something maybe around the Oval Office or right by the Oval Office? I said, why not? It happens to be right behind me. As the coronavirus has shown, there are no borders. It doesn't discriminate. It's mean, it's nasty, but we're going to all take care of it together. It's great to be partnering with you. We will work hard. We will work strong. Send my regards to Boris, and good luck. Let's get the answer.
Yeah, well, 2020, I got the vaccine, which I bitterly regret. So I don't understand what I'm supposed to forget. Like, there's a reason that Fauci has a blanket pardon.
Yeah.
Because there's a threat of something happening.
Because Trump was going to go after him. So here,
that's why I'm like, you know.
So here, Alexandros Marinos said there was no change in funding to Gavi in 2020. A little more digging, I have found detailed numbers. There was no change in Gavi funding by the U.S. in 2020. The last change was the 2015 pledge by the Obama administration. So that was already in the pipeline. Trump didn't then do a sleight of hand. That's according to Alexandros.
Hey, Trump gave a Freedom Medal to Fauci also back then. Remember that?
Yeah. Trump also gave a Freedom Medal to Fauci. And now they're having to give him a blanket pardon because they're afraid of what Trump's going to do. Here, your favorite black pill dealer. Oh, so So he tweets out saying that's not true. The USAID funding to Gavi was part of a long-term funding stream that USAID had been providing to Gavi since 2001.
Oh, that's the CIA, USAID.
Yes, that's the CIA.
Well, that's not good for the bioweapon aspect of this story, is it?
So, as Donald Trump pulls funding from the WHO, what many do not know is that Jill Biden signed a 5-year commitment to 2024 to Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, Gavi. Did you know this? There is an 8% increase in funding over the next 5 years. So a Gates-affiliated vaccine company still gets billions from the U.S. taxpayer.
Wait, who's Jill Biden?
Isn't that weird? Isn't that weird?
Is that a misprint?
At 2024 Global Forum for Vaccine Sovereignty and Innovation, First Lady Dr. Jill Biden announced that the United States government's pledge of at least $1.58 billion to support Gavi, the vaccine alliance, over the next 5 years. This commitment builds on a 24-year partnership that has immunized over 1 billion children and saved. The new funding aims to vaccinate the next 1 billion children within a decade, saving over 8 months. This pledge, so there it is. It is my honor to announce.
Doctor.
It is my honor to announce that my husband, President Biden, working with Congress, is pledging $1.58 billion over the next 5 years to support Gavi's efforts. The United States is deeply committed to. So that's the CIA, that's the deep state doing that, and she was just announcing it, Jill Biden.
Oh, okay.
So it's already so.
Bill Gates saying that he had a great conversation with Trump is not Trump saying he had a great conversation with Bill Gates.
That's
right. Like, who cares if Bill Gates said that?
That's right. I would say it too. So anyway, I'm a big fan of Whitney Webb's. She's always welcome on this show. I refer to her as Whitey, but
Whitey Webb, yeah.
Whitey Webb. It's my nickname for her. So I think she's technically correct. They did give more funding to Gavi in 2020, but I think that it wasn't a switcheroo by Trump. And it doesn't, and so it is a good deal and she admits also that it's a good deal that we pulled out of the WHO, and just for the reason you said, they were passing legislation in the U.S. Congress to give it away to the WHO so they could run our country if there was another pandemic, which they would then engineer.
And Dr. Hotez has promised there shall be.
Yeah. So anyway, So it's a good news that Trump did that. So there's definitely a positive. What's not a positive is that we're now funding the WHO through Gavi. We're still using taxpayer money to fund it through Gavi. So people don't know this. Well, and who runs Gavi? Who founded Gavi? Bill Gates. Who's the second biggest donor? It's the Bill and Melinda Gates. So those two combined become the biggest donor to the WHO. So it's megalomaniac, psychopath, billionaire Bill Gates running the world's health policy. That's who's doing that.
Right. With the CIA, though. USAID.
That's right. USAID.
That's how you know it's CIA connected. So that's why Hunter was taking money and Joe was taking, and they all now need pardons.
They're not CIA connected. They are a CIA cutout. They invented the USAID so that people wouldn't see that it was directly coming from the CIA. Anyway, all right. Over to Steph.
Okay. Our special guest has arrived, just so you know. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Costello is asking, can we please rewind, fast forward on our stream? That's the perk that you get when you join the Jimmy Dore show for $10 a month. You get the live stream in its entirety, because sometimes there are clips that we don't necessarily drop, but you get to see the show live at your own convenience. I mean, that's really what it's about. And so you get the entirety of the live stream, ladies and gentlemen, and that's the perk that we give. And if you just want the audio, that's $5 a month. All right. So
that's the way.
Thank you, Costello. Show Jimmy.
We have a lot of employees at the show. That's a way that you can support the show to help Misha needs a kidney transplant, and we're trying to save up. Yeah, you're right.
Misha said thank you.
We're tired of her pissing all over the studio.
Yeah, that's been awkward.
Is that a sign of